Embracing the teenage years. This class we're going to cover just a bit about the science of the teenage brain. What is mindfulness? What is a growth mindset? As well as share some Young Living all natural products to help your teenagers support healthy emotions, reduce stress, and so on. So let's get started. If you missed out on the very beginning of our online class, what you missed was a YouTube video from brainfacts.org, The Workings of the Adolescent Brain. It's about a 3-minute video. There's other resources on YouTube. Go to TED Talk, as well as you can look up pbs.org, and they've got a great article where they interviewed the author of The Teenage Brain. That's another great resource. If you've got a preteen or a teen in your house, you'll want to pick up the book, A Teen's Guide to Wellness, Purpose, and Abundance by Mclean. She's a teacher. She's got a master's of education. She works a lot with empowering teens. So we're going to take a listen to a couple clips of her presentation from the 2018 BioCode Symposium.
This idea of choices in lifestyle, because just as we need to teach our children well, let them lead the way, we also need to empower them because they are so inundated with choices and in ways that many of us might not even be able to fathom, unfortunately. And so the interesting paradox is that they're inundated with choices, but so many of them feel powerless to choose, like that they can't make choices that are good for themselves, or they don't have the means or the knowledge. So the whole idea of lifestyle choices is empowering to young people because we can help them see, just like I learned thanks to Young Living, we can help them see that lifestyle things can be big or they can be small, but every little choice that we make makes a difference. And there's no greater gift than to empower somebody by letting them see that we choose our thoughts and that we can choose more empowering ones, and that leads to our lifestyle choices. And one of the quotes from the book here is that even deciding not to choose is still a choice. So our days are literally filled with choices, both conscious and subconscious. And this is where so much of the mindset piece comes in that we're going to talk about, because developing a growth mindset and expanding and having a mindset that is wellness focused is definitely requires some conscious choices. So I know that this talk is about emotions and mindset, but it's really, really difficult to cultivate positive emotions and to shift our mindset into a positive direction, or to even be mindful if we're not taking care of ourselves. We know that when we're on an airplane, they tell us to put the oxygen mask on ourselves first, and this is the same idea as that oxygen mask, is that we really have to be gentle with ourselves, take care of ourselves, so that we could show the next generation what that looks like and model that for them. Because teens don't do what we say, they see what we do. The toxins are a huge concern for every generation, and there are toxins that can be found in our food, in our water, in our environment, in our beauty products, our personal care products. But we also have toxic thoughts, and that is an interesting conversation to have, especially with young people. Many of the young people I work with struggle with trust and with just trying to stay away from drama, as they call it. And a lot of the drama really boils down to toxic thoughts. And my favorite way to develop a less toxic mindset, or a toxin-free mindset, which is the ultimate goal. But let's be realistic here for a moment. I joke about a toxin-free mindset, but we all have negative thoughts that come into our minds from time to time. And we also have, people and places and experiences that aren't always fantastic. So I added this slide in here about mindfulness, because mindfulness is a practice. This whole idea of mindfulness is important to do on a regular basis. And so what I love about the intersection between mindfulness and essential oils is that the oils can create an association for us. So really what it boils down to, mindfulness is just paying attention in the present moment without judgment. The last part's a little tough, and we're going to get into that concept. I definitely covered extensively in the book, but this whole idea of paying attention in the present moment is really difficult these days, especially for young people who are very engaged digitally, either with social media or digital communication, video games. There is a trend away from the present moment in young people's lives for sure, and even in adults' lives. I find it difficult in my own practice to be mindful all the time. So I love this idea of using our oils to find the present moment, to focus on our breathing, to focus on our sense of smell. Actually, all 5 of our senses help bring us into the present moment. You could be mindful about listening. You could be mindful about touching or, feeling your feet as you're walking. You could be mindful about eating, which is something I'm definitely trying to practice, but so many times we just eat without noticing. So mindfulness is going to be a concept, or at least the idea of being in the present moment. This is so foundational, right after breathing, of course, for all of the teen oilers, because once they start using their oils regularly, they create those associations. They build mindfulness into their routine, and sometimes they don't even realize that's what they're doing. They don't have to, call it mindfulness or overcomplicate it, but finding a pause, taking 5 seconds out of the day to put your oil on and take a nice deep breath, and to practice this, because it's a muscle. We need to build it, and it helps us develop that positive attitude that helps turn obstacles into opportunities and change things around. Where I love to sort of teach my teens and my students about the power of our minds, because our brains love to look for patterns. So we know when we get a new car, suddenly we see the car everywhere. Or we know if we get a new outfit or new shoes. In the case with teens, this makes more sense to them usually, that it seems like everybody has it. But what's happening is that our brain is looking for patterns, and we're giving it something to look for. So there's not really more cars like ours, we're just noticing it. So with that same theory in mind, we can also look for the good stuff and create that momentum. But it works in both directions. So when you go looking for what's wrong, you're going to find it, and you create momentum that will help you see more and more things that are wrong. So by shifting that, turning the obstacle into the opportunity, and looking for what's right, our brains will want to seek that pattern, and they'll start looking for all the stuff that's right. And I have so many former students that come back and don't believe me about that at first, and then they start playing around with it. They're like, you know what, Patty, I was having a terrible day, and then I just decided to start looking for kind things that were happening, and there was a lot of good stuff going on, even in this terrible day. And that is such a gift that we can give, for sure. And since I've been referencing mindset and this idea of growth mindset for a few slides now, I think it's probably important that I explain what it is in case there are some of you who are unfamiliar. And basically, the difference in mindset, there's 2 schools of thought when it comes to mindset. There are some who believe that mindset is fixed. Just you're born with it, and when you encounter challenges, you just avoid them. If it comes to effort, if you're not good at it, you don't try. When it comes to feedback, you take things personally. When it comes to setbacks, you either blame others or give up. So that's what a fixed mindset looks like. And it's basically the idea that you are what you are, you have what you have, and that's it. But thankfully, the Young Living community as a whole, and especially all of our leaders, really help promote this idea of a growth mindset. And that just means that skills come from hard work, and we can always be improving, that challenges can be embraced and there are opportunities to grow, that effort is really important. You don't get anywhere without effort. And feedback is important for learning and growing. Setbacks obviously happen, and that they're there to work harder next time, to wake up and make some changes and grow. So my way that I share growth mindset with teens who tend some of the teens that I work with really do tend to go to a fixed mindset. They want to give up. They feel defeated. They don't know what it looks like to persevere or be resilient. So we talk about the power of yet. So when they want to give up and say, I can't do that, we turn it around into, I can't do that yet. Just adding that one 3-letter word for all of us. Just think about where you are in your life where you might feel stuck or not enough or not as successful as you'd like to be. Just by adding that word yet, it opens up a whole world of possibilities. And it reminds us that we are capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for. And young people need to hear that. They need to know that there is room for growth. And of course, I probably should have put some Ooh La Grow up here because that is one of the best oils. But I did pick some Build Your Dream because you can't really dream with a fixed mindset. And we definitely want all young people to dream and to be the change that we're all looking for. And I know they have it in them. So just with that power of yet, we're going to bring them a few steps closer. What does this mean for teens? Obviously, if we are working with young people and we start talking about supporting their cognitive functions, they don't really translate that directly in many instances. So this is what I like to refer to as the school stuff, especially since I am a teacher. That has to do with studying, even staying awake in class, and just having that wellness lifestyle that leads to ultimate preparation for college and work. And in this way, the oils can work hand in hand with the mindset and with supporting positive emotions, because we all know that when we're studying and we're in a good mood, that we are much more likely to engage with what we're learning. Same thing with staying awake in class and obviously getting prepared for those big things that may cause us to worry or feel stuck. This is a way for us to create positive associations. So that's what I love to do with these oils. And that brings us to a final thought here about connection. So we've covered mindfulness, and we've talked about mindsets, and we've talked about how important it is to use natural products to connect these things, to create associations, to remind us to take care of ourselves and to do away with toxins in mind, body, and spirit. But when it comes to working with young people, I always encourage connection. And I do that on 3 levels. So connection with themselves, which is a challenge for all of us, many of us. Connection with others, which is interpersonal, but then also connection with the bigger picture, to connect with their faith or their belief system. And the quote I have here, kids who feel good are more likely to make wise choices. So what Young Living can really provide are those shifts and the good feelings that help us to make wise choices and to remember that if we're stuck, it's just temporary, and that if we aren't good at something, that it's just not yet.
So besides Patty Mclean's book that we already told you about, she also suggests the Aroma Freedom Technique. So if your teen is really struggling with emotions, that's a great book. And as well as Oola Find Balance, because it's not just for adults. You know, everybody can find their Oola at any age. So be sure to check those out as well. Patty talked about how the essential oils could be used to help the teens be more mindful and take that little bit of a pause. And so let's talk quickly about how that kind of works in the brain. Aromas or scents can evoke memories or emotions before we're even consciously aware of this. This is because the olfactory system is directly linked to the limbic lobe of the brain, which, as we know, that's highly active right now in the teen years. Emotions such as worry, hopelessness, fear, resentment, contentment, happiness, and delight are all developed in this region of the brain. All other senses are routed through the thalamus, which sits above the limbic lobe. Additionally, the limbic lobe can directly activate the hypothalamus, which controls body temperature, hunger, thirst, fatigue, and sleep. It acts as our hormonal control center and releases hormones that can affect many functions of the body. And neurotransmitters such as serotonin are all governed by the hypothalamus. So you can see essential oils are a natural way to support your health and wellness. So let's just talk briefly here about how the different essential oils can affect your emotions. For instance, the citrus oils are all very uplifting. They're kind of considered the happy oils. So, you can do single oils like lemon or orange, tangerine, lime, or Young Living also has lots of blends. And so Citrus Fresh is a great blend with a lot of citrus oils in them, of course. And if you notice here, there's also a hint of spearmint in Citrus Fresh. Now your mint essential oils like spearmint or peppermint, that's a real popular one, that is very stimulating and can help with alertness and focus. And of course, we've got the relaxing essential oils like lavender. Many of the floral essential oils do have a relaxing property to them. And since the teenage brain is a little bit hyper-focused on the emotions, it would be really nice to have those oils handy for them as a tool to de-stress from a situation or to just relax at the end of the day. And some blends, Young Living combines the citrus and the lavender, right? Both uplifting and relaxing. And Stress Away Roll On is one of those blends. Peace and Calming is another blend. It has tangerine, orange, ylang-ylang, patchouli, and blue tansy oil. And of course, we choose Young Living essential oils and products because we know about their seed-to-seal guarantee and their promise to us for purity. Because of all the changes that the teens are going through, not just in their brain, but also physically in their body, and being self-conscious about their appearance and their personal hygiene, it's really important that they stay away from the toxins that can be out there. So again, Young Living is great because of their seed-to-seal promise. So let's take a look at a few essential oil blends that could be used as a perfume or as a cologne for your teens. Joy is a floral uplifting essential oil blend. Lots of different essential oils in that. It includes rose, and rose has got one of the highest frequencies. So that's one reason it's very uplifting. Shutron essential oil blend, one of my son's favorites, includes Idaho blue spruce, ylang-ylang, cedarwood, and Northern Lights black spruce. And Valor, very uplifting and affirming scent. It would be a great one to wear to school if you had to give a speech or something like that and you needed a little extra confidence. We're going to go ahead and skip over the clean skin and mineral makeup products and other personal care products because we've got this class coming up. And so I think I'll hand it over to Angelina to talk about some of the oils that are going to help you with your mindfulness and a growth mindset.
Brain power promotes deep concentration, physical energy, and mental energy. It's high in sesquiterpene compounds. It increases the activity in your brain. It helps decongest the brain receptors. And frankincense is one of the main oils in this blend. Clarity promotes a clear mind, helps mental alertness, and increases energy when overtired, and helps with greater focus. The main oil in that one is peppermint, which you can also get in the starter kit. Motivation stimulates feelings of action, accomplishment, positive energy, and overcome feelings of fear or procrastination. Rum and chamomile helps purge the toxins from the liver and anger that is stored. It also has ylang-ylang, which relaxes and restores confidence. Acceptance stimulates the mind, compelling us to open and accept new things, people, or relationships. It also allows one to overcome procrastination and denial.
So besides essential oils, makeup, and personal care products, Young Living also has some healthy nutrition products such as an all-natural energy drink. So I'm going to hand it over now to Renee, and she's going to share about some basic supplements that everybody should have, and especially teenagers in this time of critical growth.
Okay, so as you can see here, what we really need for our body basics is a pillar. So you look at the table, and this shows the 4 pillars of health. We need 4 stable legs to support our body. So give your body the basics that it needs so that it can figure out how to function properly. Carla Green has chosen the 5 basic supplements to give your body a good foundation with the table of health. Why are supplements so amazing? As specifically Young Living supplements, the essential oils help to increase the absorption because the oils are a lipid, which is a fat. So they bring the nutrients into the cell faster. Young Living chooses essential oils that match the specific supplement. So let's talk about Ningxia Red. It's a whole food supplement. They grind and use the entire berry. All the nutrients and minerals from this berry are antioxidant, and they have those antioxidant properties. 10,000 times a day, every single cell is being bombarded by free radicals in our body. So antioxidants are going to help with that because it helps our body fight those free radicals. Okay, so when we're talking about embracing the teenage years, we also need to embrace those hormones that may get a little wacky. We all know a little bit about this. Omega Gize is a supplement that can help support hormonal function. Omega Gize has 4 key ingredients. First is the toxin-free fish oil. We all need this omega-3 fatty acid from fish oil to support the nutrients that we ingest so that those nutrients can get into our cell walls a little more easily. Our hormones have to latch onto the receptor site of our cell walls. If these cell walls are too rigid, then our hormonal communication can be dysfunctional. The second ingredient is CQ10, which is important for our heart, liver, and brain. And these things can decline as we age, but we want to support those, especially at this in our teenage years. Vitamin E and D are also in Omega Gize, and the essential oils spearmint, clove, and chamomile. So in short, Omega Gize can keep our cell walls pliable to support the body's hormones. Our friendly bacteria that our body needs is our probiotic. We need that brain-gut connection to work effectively. Life9 is a high-potency probiotic that promotes natural digestive balance, supports a healthy immune system, and contains 9 different probiotic strains with 17 billion active cultures. So the final supplement on our little table that we saw earlier is Essential Zymes 4. Essential Zymes, we need those enzymes to feed our probiotic. So you could be taking a probiotic by itself, but you may be wasting your money if you don't have anything to feed that good bacteria. Young Living is a membership-based company, which means you can get access to these products that we've talked about today to support your family wellness at wholesale prices by purchasing one of these starter kits you see here. The Everyday Oils Premium Starter Kit is our most popular way for getting started with Young Living. It has 11 different essential oils, and then you get your choice of a cold air diffuser. This kit, you virtually get over $100 off wholesale prices. It's a really great deal. Maybe you're already a member and you're thinking about adding some supplements to your life. The Essential Rewards program. This may be the way to go. You want to get the most bang for your buck. This is an optional loyalty program. So if you purchase monthly, you can earn up to 25% back on what you purchased. They also give you other incentives. You get a discounted shipping. And there's also packages, discounted kits that are only offered in this rewards program. So this is something I highly recommend looking at if you're looking at the Savvy Minerals and or any of the supplements we talked about in this class. Essential Rewards is the way to go.
We want to thank you for joining us tonight. And if you've got any questions, be sure to contact your Healthy Connections team member. Visit our website, go to the About Us page, and you'll be able to get their contact information.